Rolls-Royce makes the most luxurious cars in the world. And the richest people in the world dream of owning a Rolls-Royce. But surprisingly, this luxurious Rolls-Royce was started by a boy whose entire childhood was spent doing child labor in poverty. The story begins in 1863. Henry Royce was born in a small village in England. When Royce was only 4 years old, his father's business went bankrupt and the whole family went bankrupt. But this was just the beginning of problems. After this, at the age of 9, Royce lost his father forever. Because of which his mother had to work as a maid, Royce started delivering newspapers. Royce's future was filled with darkness. But at the age of 14, a turning point came in his life. His aunt saw potential in Henry. She went to Great Northern Railway Company and got Royce to join as an apprentice. In the next 3 years, Royce worked day and night. After reading dozens of books and working practically in the factory, he learned carpentry, maths, and most importantly, electronics. By the age of 17, he had become a fully capable mechanic. By the age of 21, he was working as an engineer in a company called Maxim Western. But due to financial difficulties, this company was about to close. In this situation, Royce had the option to take jobs in many other companies. But he decided to open his own electrical engineering company. He used his £20 savings and started a small office space in Manchester. F.H. Royce & Company. He also joined his friend Ernest Claremont as a partner. Initially, Royce did whatever work he got to survive, like repairing sewing machines, electrical fittings, etc. But then Royce saw that with time, the demand for electrical lightings and fittings is increasing. That's why they started manufacturing arc lamps, bulb holders, and electronic doorbells. And this work changed the company's fate. By the year 1900, the company's sales had crossed £20,000. At the age of 38, Royce had a family. And they were planning to build a very big factory. Everything was going well, when a twist comes in the story. In 1901, German and American companies took entry in the British electronics market. The competition suddenly increased and the prices of electronics equipment fell drastically. Even after a lot of efforts, Royce's business started crashing. And as the business that was built with so much effort started failing, Royce's physical and mental health started deteriorating rapidly. When Royce consulted a doctor, he got a simple advice. Royce needed to stay in fresh air to recover. He was also advised to buy a car so that he can travel without straining his body. Royce took a vacation to heal himself and then bought a French-made car called Decauville. This car made a lot of noise, the brakes were ineffective, and there were problems like overheating. For a perfectionist like Henry, this car was below standard. That's why he decided to make minor modifications to this car. But unknowingly, he completely redesigned the car. This redesigned car was far superior to the original Decauville car. And this gave Royce the confidence to build their own cars and even start a car business. They assembled a small team and started designing their new car. After the drawings of all the parts were done, they were sent to the workshop for casting. Eventually, a car with 10 horsepower and 2 cylinders started taking shape. And in almost every aspect, like quietness, lightness, durability, and reliability, this car was better than all the existing cars. On April 1, 1904, it was first tested on the road, and in his first test, he covered a distance of 50 kilometers without any problem. Royce made 2 more cars of the same model and tested them and started improving them. Now, he had made world-class cars, but he was not capable of delivering these cars to the whole world alone. And in this, the entry of the second hero of the story, Charles Rolls. Royce was presenting his cars in an exhibition, and Charles Rolls caught his eye. Charles Rolls was a passionate motorist and was a successful businessman of superior quality cars. Rolls was already looking for a luxury British car maker. That's why he met Royce and took a close look at the cars. He was so impressed with Royce that he later told his business partner that he has found the world's greatest engineer. In the next 3 months, to sell these cars, Charles Rolls and Henry Royce agreed to start a joint venture. And the name of the car to be sold from this joint venture was going to be Rolls. In March 1906, Rolls-Royce Limited was officially established. And first of all, for Rolls-Royce, 10, 15, 20 and 30 horsepower models are decided to be supplied. Rolls believed that the best way to market any car is to participate in racing tournaments with that car. That's why Rolls participated in prestigious tournaments like Isle of Man, Tourist Trophy. And by using Rolls-Royce cars, he won those races. Along with that, he made many new speed records with these cars. With all this, Rolls-Royce was already established like a great car company. But now, his most successful car was yet to come. At the end of the year 1906, Rolls-Royce launched a model with 40 and 50 horsepower and 6 cylinders. Its body color was silver, and it was very smooth and silent while driving, just like a ghost. And that's why it was named Silver Ghost. To market the car, Rolls planned an endurance test of 24,000 kilometers, in which Silver Ghost was driven continuously for 2.5 months, day and night, except on Sundays. And the distance covered was 24,000 kilometers. Silver Ghost passed this test without any issue. Apart from this, Rolls organized many demonstrations, in which he made Silver Ghost go through the whisper test. In this test, he balanced a coin on the bonnet of the car and drove it without dropping it. This proved that this car is extremely smooth. With these strategies, Silver Ghost became popular all around like the best car in the world. And it became the first choice of the kings, queens and industry leaders of that time. The decision of Rolls and Royce's partnership proved to be a masterstroke. They were getting success from all sides. That's when a terrible accident happened. Along with cars, Charles Rolls was also very passionate about aviation. On July 12, 1910, he was flying a plane called Wright Flyer. During the flight, the tail section of the aircraft broke and the plane crashed from a height of 100 feet. In this accident, 32-year-old Charles Rolls lost his life. Unfortunately, he became the first person in Britain to lose his life in an airplane accident. This incident had deeply impacted Royce. He was trying to overcome this loss, but in 1911, he got another shock. His health started deteriorating rapidly, and doctors told him that he had bowel cancer. He underwent a major surgery, but even after that, doctors said that he would only be able to live for 3 months. Even in this condition, Royce kept improving the design and engineering of the Silver Ghost from the bed. And then a miracle happened. 3 months went by and Rolls-Royce achieved a 100% recovery. After coming back, Rolls-Royce made major improvements to Silver Ghost. Ground clearance was increased, suspension was improved, and chassis was made stronger. Meanwhile, Rolls-Royce saw a trend of putting personalized mascots on the bonnet of the car, but the company was worried that people were using inappropriate mascots, which could negatively impact the image of Rolls-Royce. That's why they designed their own mascot. Their mascot uses a British actress and model named Eleanor Thornton. This sculpture shows a woman leaning forward. Her hands are stretched back and she is being blown by the wind. This mascot symbolizes a sense of grace, freedom, and speed. Its name is Spirit of Ecstasy. Ecstasy means overwhelming happiness. Because of all these improvements, Rolls-Royce's sales and profits were growing exponentially. By 1913, their profit was more than £90,000. And there were plans to expand the branches internationally. But again, something happened that almost destroyed Rolls-Royce. World War. In 1914, World War I started, but Rolls-Royce was not ready for it. Due to war, the economy crashed, which impacted luxury car companies like Rolls-Royce. Sales crashed and the company had to fire its employees. Everyone thought that Rolls-Royce would not be able to survive the war. But Rolls-Royce had other plans. Rolls-Royce met with the military authorities. They realized that high-performance vehicles are needed in the war. Rolls-Royce modified the Silver Ghost and turned it into an armored car. The body of the car was equipped with 8 mm thick armor. A revolving turret was also installed in which a machine gun was fitted. This car was used to conduct operations in the harsh desert regions of the Middle East. Plus, it was also used for spying missions. Also, because the Silver Ghost was very smooth to drive, it was also the best vehicle to carry a wounded soldier. That's why many Silver Ghosts were modified like war ambulances. In these, sufficient space was made for stretchers, medical equipment, and nurses. And electric lightings were fitted for nighttime missions. These ambulances saved thousands of lives. Finally, due to its luxury features, Rolls-Royce cars were used by high-ranking officers, diplomatic missions, and king messengers during the war. While working closely with the military, Rolls-Royce realized that the British Air Force was heavily dependent on French companies for its airplane engines. And the government desperately wanted a British company to supply them with engines. Seeing this opportunity, Rolls-Royce took an entry in aero engine manufacturing. Rolls-Royce himself learned aero engine design and launched his first engine in 1915, the Eagle. This engine was more reliable, light and fuel efficient than the competition. That's why the British Air Force ordered 500 Eagle engines by the end of the year. But Royce didn't stop here. In the end of 1915, he made the Hawk engine for light aircraft. In 1916, he made the smaller version of the Eagle, the Falcon engine. And in 1918, he made the Condor engine for large and long-range aircraft. Because of these engines, Britain got a major advantage in aerial combat, spying missions, anti-submarine operations, and bombing missions. And this became an important reason for their victory. Rolls-Royce's entry into aero engine manufacturing proved to be a brilliant step. And even today, Rolls-Royce engines are used in thousands of commercial and military aircrafts. By 1925, competition had increased due to brands like Bentley, Daimler, and Cadillac in the luxury car market. And Rolls-Royce needed a bold car to maintain its position. That's why they replaced the Silver Ghost and launched the new Phantom with better performance and four-wheel brakes. Phantom was quite successful and it made Rolls-Royce the king of the luxury car market again. Later, Phantom 2 was also launched, which was equally well received. In 1931, Rolls-Royce acquired Bentley, which was about to go bankrupt. And after that, Rolls-Royce designed another iconic car, Bentley 3.5 liters, which was a successful blend of Rolls-Royce and Bentley, these two great brands. But unfortunately, Royce could never see this car with his own eyes. On April 22, 1933, 70-year-old Sir Henry Royce took his last breaths. A few months before the production of the car, from Henry Royce's death till date, Rolls-Royce has seen many ups and downs. On one hand, they launched iconic cars like Phantom 3, Silver Shadow, and Ghost. Rolls-Royce is the greatest symbol of ultimate luxury because of its iconic cars. Owning a Rolls-Royce is like owning a masterpiece that symbolizes Rolls' perfection and charisma.